Students, now let us look at the route selection. We talked about the mode selection, and we have seen two examples for it as well. Now let us look at what is route selection. Carrier routing focuses on determining the shortest path to transport a shipment from the origin to the destination, and may be different for different modes. So for different modes of transportation, the routes could be different. The shortest path may be in terms of distance, time, or cost. So the purpose here in a route selection would be to actually go for the path that will actually minimize your cost. That will also minimize the distance as well as the time. So there are three factors which needs to be satisfied simultaneously. Carrier routing generally follows mode selection. However, it is best to solve the mode and carrier routing problems jointly. So what we need to do, we have to look at the bigger perspective, at the broader perspective. We have to look at the mode selection problems and the route selection problems simultaneously. Since the availability of routes may depend upon the selected modes, there could be some routes that are only available for some specific mode of transportation. Let us look at some of the rules for a route selection. Intermediate cities along the route and origin and destinations are different. So for a route selection, you need to have different intermediate cities from origin to destination. It is not possible that you have two routes which have the same origin and destination. And it is possible to have the same origin and destination, but they would be going through some different intermediate cities. जो दरमियान में आपके शहर हैं ओरिजिन से डेस्टिनेशन पर, वो डिफरेंट होने चाहिए. तो इसका मतलब है कि राउट डिफरेंट होगा, वरना ये पॉसिबल नहीं है कि आप एक ओरिजिन से एक डेस्टिनेशन पर एक ही राउट से पहुंच सकें. Intermediate points are different, but origin and destinations are the same. This is the thing. Either your intermediate points are different or intermediate cities are different, and your origin and destination could be the same then. Or your intermediate cities along the route and the origin and destinations are different. या तो totally different होगा, intermediate cities भी different है, origin भी different है, और destination भी different है. That is one situation. The other situation is intermediate cities are different, but origin and destination are the same. Multiple origins and multiple destinations with no intermediate points. Direct distribution is there from one city to another city with no intermediate. When you say intermediate points, that means you could have some transshipment model in which there would be some warehouse or some distribution center or some terminal where your consignment or shipment would stay for some period of time. Multiple origins and multiple destinations with intermediate or transshipment points. So what would be the difference? आपके पास या तो multiple origins और multiple destinations हैं, but there is no intermediate point there, or you could have multiple origins and multiple destinations, but you have some intermediate points. You have some warehouses or you have some distribution centers in between or among those origins and destinations. For selecting a route, we have a 4-step process. The step 1 would be to identify solved and unsolved nodes in the network. We have to look at different nodes in the network. There would be nodes which would be part of some route, and there would be nodes which would not be part of some route. So we need to identify the solved and unsolved. Unsolved and solved means part of some route, or there are nodes which are not part of some route. Step 2 would be for each solved node, identify the directly connected node that are unsolved. So if we have connected a node, that would be called as a solved node, and we have to connect that solved node with some unconnected or unsolved node. Step 3 would be to select the unsolved node with the smallest distance from the solved node, include that unsolved node in the list of solved nodes. Smallest distance की basis पर we need to select the solved node. Unsolved node with the smallest distance would be actually selected to be connected to the solved node. Stop if destination is reached, else go to step 2. You will have to repeat the process until your destination is reached. So students, we have seen a 4-step process in which we will take different cities as points or nodes, and from there we will actually select based on the shortest distance. And there are some rules and there are some scenarios actually which we need to look at if you are defining some route. Thank you.